Hello and welcome to the second part of chapter Nutrition in Plants. In the first part, we have learned about the autotrophic mode of nutrition and the process of photosynthesis. In the second part, we will learn about the heterotrophic nutrition and how the nutrients are put back into the soil. So, organisms like animals, some bacteria and fungi cannot prepare their own food. They are dependent directly or indirectly on green plants for their food. Some kind of plants are also heterotrophs. Example, there are some plants which do not have chlorophyll. They cannot synthesize their food. So how do they survive and from where do they derive their nutrition? Like humans and animals, such plants depend on the food produced by other plants. They use the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So nutrition in which an organism depend on other plants or animals for its nutrition, that is called the heterotrophic nutrition. And organisms that exhibit this kind of nutrition are called heterotrophs. Example, bacteria, fungi and some plants like dodder plant, Venus flytrap are also included in heterotrophic nutrition. There are four different types of heterotrophic plants. First one, that is parasitic plants. Second type is saprophytic plants. Third is insectivorous plants and fourth one is symbiotic plants. Let us now learn about these plants and how they get their nutrition, each one of them in detail. So first is parasitic plants. So plants which do not have chlorophyll and cannot prepare their own food themselves. They get their nutrition from other plants are called host, are called the parasitic plants. So look at the figure given here. Do you see the yellow tube-like structures spinning around the stem and branches of a tree? This plant is called Cuscuta. In the local language we call it amarbel. It does not have chlorophyll. It takes the ready-made food from the plant on which it is climbing. The plant on which it climbs is called the host. Since it deprives the host of valuable nutrients, it is called the parasitic plant or it is called the parasite. Example, Cuscuta. Then second one is insectivorous plants. So look at insectivorous plants. So some plants get their nutrition by trapping and digesting insects and some small animals also. So these plants are called the insectivorous plants. Example, Venus flytrap, pitcher plant, sundew plant. They just try to trap the insect and then digest the insect and get the nutrient from the insects. So they are called the insectivorous plants. They use the modified structures formed by their leaves to trap and small animals and insects. We will study about the pitcher plant in detail. Look at the figure in three figure. They are all pitcher plants. So pitcher, like the jug-like structure, is the modified part of the leaf. The apex of the leaf forms a lid which can open or close the mouth of the pitcher. Inside the pitcher there are hairs which are directed downwards. So whenever the insect lands on this pitcher, the lid closes and the trapped insects get entangled into the hair. So the insects is thus digested and then by the digestive juices that are produced inside the pitcher. Such insect-eating plants are called the insectivorous plants. So you can see in the figure, the leaf is modified into the pitcher and whenever the insects land inside the pitcher, it will just trap into that pitcher and will absorb the plant will absorb the nutrients from the insect. So that is called the insectivorous plant because it is eating the insects. Then next type is saprotrophs. So you might have seen the packets of mushrooms sold in the vegetable market. You may have also seen this fluffy umbrella. So in the figure, fluffy umbrella like patches growing on rotting wood during the rainy season or near the ground also. So let us find out what type of nutrition do they need and how they survive and from where they get them, how they get their nutrition. So these organisms are called fungi or mushrooms. They have the different mode of nutrition. These plants do not have chlorophyll and cannot prepare their own food on their own. So they get their food from dead and decaying matter. You can see in the figure, bread mold or mushroom, they produce the digestive juices on the dead and decaying organic matter and convert it into the solution and then absorb the nutrients from the solution. So this kind of nutrition in which an organism takes in nutrients from dead and decaying matter is called the saprophytic nutrition. And the plants which use the saprophytic mode of nutrition, they are called the saprotrophs. Fungi also grow on pickles, leather, clothes and other articles that are left in hot and humid weather for a long time. Now we will study about the fourth type of heterotrophic plant, that is symbiotic relationship or symbiotic plants. So some plants live together and share the shelter and nutrients. Example, lichens. In lichen, an algae and fungus both live together. See that white color and green color, that both the fungi and the algae are living together. The fungus provides shelter, water and minerals to the alga or algae, and the algae provides the food to the fungus which it prepares by photosynthesis. So both of them benefit each other. This type of relationship in which both are living together and benefit each other, this relationship is called the symbiotic relationship. Now next topic is how the nutrients are replenished in the soil, how they are put back into the soil. So usually the crops require a lot of nitrogen to make the proteins. After the harvest, the soil becomes very deficient in the nitrogen. So though the nitrogen is available in plenty in the air, plants cannot use it directly. Like they are using the carbon dioxide, they cannot use the nitrogen directly. They need the nitrogen in the soluble form. So the farmers add the manures and fertilizers to the soil to increase the nutrients in the soil. So there is a bacteria called rhizobium which lives in the roots of the leguminous plants like peas, grams, beans, that convert the nitrogen from air into the soluble form in the soil that is rich in nitrogen. In return, the plants provide food and shelter to bacteria. So they are having the symbiotic relationship. Plants, they absorb the nutrients from the soil, and when the nutrients are decreased in the soil, the farmers will add the manures and fertilizers. The nitrogen is converted and taken by the bacteria called rhizobium and put back into the soil, that helps the plant to grow better. So this relationship is called the symbiotic relationship. Both are benefited together, both plant and the bacteria, both are taking the benefit from each other. So in this chapter you learn about most of the plants are mostly autotrophs. Green plants are mostly autotrophs. Only a few plants adopt the other mode of nutrition like heterotrophic mode of nutrition like parasitic or saprophytic. They derive the nutrition from other organisms. So all the animals are categorized as heterotrophs since they depend on plants and other animals for the food. So thank you for carefully listening to this chapter.